cheers.
No, me too.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. I got milk and water. Like a child.
Milk and water. Oh yeah, because you had zebra cakes. Do you get milk for the zebra cakes?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the podcast, 30's Dirty Thoughtin. If you're new, I'm Lorrie.
And I'm Mel. What's up?
This girl is energetic tonight.
I'm on one tonight.
You're
I just had a zebra cake. Nothing is stopping me now, okay?
These Dunkaroos, they like ask you on the front. It says like, what's your dunk? Sandwich? Dippity dips?
Did they always have
extra?
that?
No, probably not. This is probably just like a newer.
Well, what's your dunk?
I just dip it. I like to try to keep the cookie frosting ratio, because you ever have it where you run out of the frosting and then you don't, or you run out of cookies and you still have too much frosting.
That's always been my problem.
I just try my best. So one of the things I want to talk about is Brandy and Paolo. Huh? Coming back? And if you are a fellow...
But you know what it is?
What? I was just going to say, if you're a fellow 90s baby, I'm sure you're also equally excited.
You know that Brandy's rendition of Cinderella was the best.
Yeah,
Cinderella
obviously. You know what's...
To ever do it.
When it came out, too, you know, with all this drama around, like, Little Mermaid and Halle Bailey... I almost said Halle Berry. I meant Bailey.
Halle Berry.
Not Halle Berry. I'm sure she got some flack about stuff, too. But with, like, you know, or just characters being of color and stuff... Okay, I don't know for sure. I don't know anybody that disliked the Brandy Cinderella and Whitney Houston, you know? And I'm sure there was some sort of backlash from people, but nothing like it is now with The Little Mermaid, I feel like, which is so wild because this was in the 90s. Not only that, what I love about the movie, it's so like campy and cheesy, that's why I love it, but then you have like really great singing talent, but also you have a white Victor Garber and a black Whoopi Goldberg with a Filipino son. Like what? This whole movie's... But
it was great.
This whole movie's nonsensical. The color palette was off the charts and random. Some of the dresses are wild on the stepsisters and shit.
The stepsisters dresses? What were those?
What were those?
It looked like they stepped right out of a circus, like a Cirque du Soleil. But it made no sense. But we all loved it. The music was amazing.
We all loved it.
The music was so amazing. Like Whitney, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
She fucking killed it as a fairy godmother, man. Oh, man. It was one of those movies that you would see over and over again.
I hear Impossible in this house too often, having, you know, my theater roommate and then my girlfriend who also is a theater nerd, you know? Everyone I know is... I live in New York. I realize we're all just... I'm just surrounded by theater people. Did you watch The Descendants, though? I mean, that's why Brandy and Paolo are back.
So that's why I wanted to talk about it, too, because I never watched The Descendants.
Okay, it's cheesy.
It's a show on Disney Channel, right?
No, they're movies. I don't know, me and Kayla had watched it because I never seen them. They're you know, they're cheesy, but, like, kind of fun at the same time. And Prince Charming in it is, like, this white boy. Someone did a TikTok on answering this question, like, how are you going to explain Chad? And she just literally showed Prince, like, Paolo Montalban's character, like, his parents, Whoopi Goldberg and Victor Garber. And she's just like, you don't need to explain it. Because that movie needed no explanations at all. So, yeah, Chad makes total sense. I have to
start watching them.
What was I watching? Oh, you know what me and Kayla watched the other day? We watched the Lizzie McGuire movie.
Stop.
Yeah, we watched it.
I love that movie.
We're supposed to also... We haven't watched it yet, but we also were going to watch Cadet Kelly. Well, I think it came up because Kayla heard... And I think I told you this, that on How I Met Your Father with Hilary Duff, they do like a spoof where she's like, there's that one time when I was 13, and then it's a clip from Lizzie McGuire, and that's what Kayla had, like, I guess, seen a TikTok about it. And I was like, oh, I saw the episode. Yeah. And so That's what prompted us to watch the Lizzie McGuire movie. And we're watching this movie.
Oh my God.
And I forgot. I'm like, wow, this is a middle school graduation trip. I mean, I guess I went to... didn't they go to public school? I did too. My shit was not going to Rome when I was 14. What the...
Not at all, man.
14? Like, I can imagine that being a high school trip, but not a middle school trip.
Nah, I think for our middle school trip, I didn't get to go, but I think the graduating class got to go to Six Flags. So Jersey.
Yeah, we also did Six Flags. Trust me, my school wasn't great either, so I'm like, I didn't expect a lot. But then I hear people from other, like, high schools around the world when I meet new people, like, the fucking field trips that they went on. Charlie went on some wild field trips for school. I'm like, what the fuck? She joined, like, a specific program or something, but still, I was like, man. I don't know how much you remember the Lizzie McGuire movie, but there's a point where, like, Matt is trying to basically ruin the trip for Lizzie at some point, and...
Matt, her little brother?
Yeah, her little brother. He was trying to, like, ruin the trip for her, and then he was like, and he was faking. He was like, oh, it's because I miss her. And they just casually got tickets to go to Rome. And I was like, what the fuck? Middle-class family just casually? Because I never saw them as, like, super rich characters.
From the suburbs, too.
Yeah, I never picture them as, like, rich. They seemed like, you know, regular middle class. Like, I was growing up in the suburbs. She's, like, talking to that boy she meets in Italy or whatever. And I'm like, isn't he older, though? Is this weird? She's, like, 14. Ma'am, what are you doing?
So much older than her, yo.
I think he was older. 17.
And it's the same. Do you remember the Jeter Girls movie?
Oh, yeah. We also watched that.
When they went to Barcelona?
Uh-huh.
But I also feel like those boys that they met over there were so much older than them. Like Sabrina Claudio's dancing partner.
Sabrina Bryan?
How old is this kid?
Sabrina Bryan? You said Sabrina Claudio, the singer.
Whoa. Wow.
We saw her live, ma'am. That was not the same person.
I know. When we were younger, everybody who was portrayed as like a high school student or a middle school student, they looked way older than we were when we were that age.
Well, yeah, normally they were older than their characters. That was pretty common in the 90s.
So much older, because I remember getting to that age and I was like, I still look like I'm 12 years old. What the fuck? No, I'm also thinking of older shows too, like Buffy and Dawson's Creek and One Tree Hill.
Well, they were definitely older than their, like, they were in their 20s doing those shows.
Portraying high school students.
And I think it can work if you look young, because there are some actresses. Was she in Buffy? Did you ever watch Pretty Little Liars? Emily's, like, first crush, the girl who, like, dies. Sorry, I just saw your desk. You just sat down, but I just saw just so slow. Like I wouldn't notice.
I'm like, I wonder if I go with the desk.
It was too slow though. You would have gotten too tired trying to hold like that slow decline.
That slow squat down.
Yeah.
Nah.
But the actress that played like her first love interest like looks relatively young, but she was a teenager in the early 2000s in shows also. But she looks like she hasn't aged much. I forgot her name. Yeah,
the one who was in Ned's Declassified School Survival. Oh, Maya. Yes. She's
Maya
like 40, isn't she? Yeah, she's been in all these shows. Yeah, I'm convinced she's a vampire for sure.
Because she was in, I swear she was also like starred in Buffy for like a quick minute. Also, not the character I was talking about earlier. Might have been right. Not the character I was talking about earlier, but I think she was in an episode. Oh no, I was right. She was Kendra. She was another Slayer that like comes out of the woodwork after like Buffy dies like the first time or something. Her name was Kendra, and she was a teenager at that time in Buffy, and then plays a teenager in Pretty Little Liars. And like, I'm not gonna say she looks like a teenager, but she looks really young still. But she was in Buffy way before that as a teenager. I'm like, this woman doesn't age. I don't know.
amazing.
Bianca
And the
Lawson.
way she could just play those young roles for so long.
She's one
like,
of
her range.
one actor that I'll say that it could work. She's the true like I can play a teenager at any age kind of person because she just doesn't age.
Mona too in Pretty Little Liars. Mona, she could play a teenager forever too.
She's
Filipino, isn't she?
Yeah, that's so wild. But I do think, but it was very common back then to definitely use older actors, and I don't know if it's like a worker thing or they just couldn't find people experienced or they don't want to deal with trying to find younger actors. I don't know what the reason was, but it was more common back then.
I also feel like maybe there weren't that many good actors back then either, because like if you see the caliber of acting we have now compared to what we had like in the 90s.
Well, compared to also older movies where talking in movies sounded way different. It's just, it changes. Like the dynamic just changes. This is a slightly different subject, but still kind of nostalgic in a way, like the shows we watch. Because I saw a TikTok.
This is on brand.
I saw a TikTok. They were posting like old 90s commercials, and one of them was...
Which one?
It was HitClips. And I was thinking about it, and I forgot that there used to be a little boombox one, too. I mean, I assume our demographic for this podcast is people in their 30s. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But if for some reason you're not, and you're younger than us, I don't know when HitClips stopped being here. But what the funniest thing about these that we like collected these and we thought they were the shit, but they only played a small sample of the song. It's usually like the most hype part of the song, but that's it. That's all you got on this thing.
It's usually like the hook,
the chorus,
or
and the hook.
Chorus of a song. I had NSYNC Bye Bye Bye. I had Britney Spears Baby One More Time.
Mm-hmm.
I had Oops I Did It Again. I had Shania Twain's Man I Feel Like a Woman.
Yes. Let's go, girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a few too. I
think those were like those are the ones that I remember the most, but those are my shits, and I would play them over and over again as if it was the full song, yo. I didn't care. I didn't care.
I know, over and over again. that one part, not even a whole song. I feel like I don't remember like seeing them in a store though. Did we like get those in, I don't know, like a fucking kids meal kind of situation?
Like Happy Meals?
I don't know, because I don't remember actually buying them. I just had them.
I think because like were they sold with the actual player? Like what was like one sold with the actual player?
I don't know.
Is that how it was sold?
I have no idea.
Because now I don't remember either.
Yeah, they just appeared into my life. Like in my memory, that's all I remember. They just appeared.
How did we get them?
How did we get them? I truly don't remember.
This is freaking me out.
Right? I have to look it up now, how that worked.
This is freaking me out, because like how did we receive them? Were they just gifts?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up because it's gonna bother me, but I don't want to figure it out right now.
Oh my god, there's this cafe around here who they kind of have like these little art installations and these like nostalgic ones sometimes, and they have this huge thing, like this big ass, like it's like a plastic, like a ceramic thing, and then on the ceramic thing there's like a whole bunch of like little 90s mementos, and like they have little HitClips, little like barrettes everywhere. Yeah. It's mad cute. I have to take a picture and send to you, but mad nostalgic. It's like, oh yeah, for us. I love that. But on the HitClips thing, though, how many Tamagotchis did you have?
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. My mom actually had like a drawer full of Tamagotchis in case like one died. I think I only went through like a few of them though, but like there was like 10 in like a drawer that she had, you know. But yeah. It was for anyone in the house. I remember I used to have this little Pikachu one. It was like a special Tamagotchi thing, and I don't remember if it was like a thing you had to especially get with like some sort of Pokemon thing, because I was into Pokemon at the time. And
Oh, maybe it was sold to the game.
Something like, I don't remember. It was like a special edition Tamagotchi. It was like a little Pikachu. It had some weight to it too. I felt like it was like a legit little, because you shake it to power him up. It was like a little Pikachu.
Yeah.
I had that one for pretty long.
I had one. But my favorite one was this Rugrats one that I had. It was like this blue transparent one, and it was all the Rugrats. It was like Dill, Tommy, Taki, the twins, Phil and Lil. Oh my god, I love that so much. And then when it crapped out on me, broke on me, I was so upset. Because it was like kind of expensive. It wasn't a regular Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I don't really remember
one, you know, Nickelodeon
one. Speaking of Rugrats, though, funny you bring it up, because I was thinking that 90s cartoons, like movies and stuff, had some legit soundtracks, because the Rugrats movie, they had that Maya and Blackstreet song was like, bring me back, take me back. And it has like the sounds from the Rugrats theme song, like the little like squeaky toy, like their bottles and stuff. Yeah! And the music video was so quintessential 90s too. They didn't have to go so hard on a Rugrats song.
They really didn't.
I mean, that's how I feel about like Tevin Campbell and Goofy movie. I felt like these old like 90s cartoon movies, they just hit so hard with the soundtracks. Like, why'd you have to go so hard for a kids movie, bro?
It's because also that decade was a really good decade for music. I think that like R&B, hip hop really took off in the 90s. I don't know, and I think everybody wanted a piece of that, you know?
That's true.
It didn't matter what kind of genre, what kind of media it was. It was everywhere. It was in commercials. Like, that's all you heard, really, in that decade.
Yeah.
Aaliyah.
R.I.P. Yeah. Sorry, it was just adjusting my microphone. That was such an unflattering angle, too. When I was fixing it. I was like... just looking like a thumb.
No. Oh my god, you just made me think of one of my favorite shows on Nickelodeon. Do you remember Legend of the Hidden Temple? Was it that one?
You mean the game show with like a... Yeah, where you like have to get a piece of the I remember that, the game shows.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows to watch. Man, I think Nickelodeon is just superior.
I remember, remember like Double Dare, and then like the one with the slime one where you get slimed if you got stuff wrong.
Slime was great. I
remember the hostess, Summer Sanders was that her name? I always wanted to do those game shows too. Every kid wanted to do those. Those kid like game shows were so great. They should bring those back to like Nickelodeon.
It was just like good wholesome fun, and I feel like now I don't think people would be into that. Like, you know, it was a time of like Hot Wheels and
I also feel like too much of like the newer. Not that I'm trying to hate on Gen Z or anything, but I just feel we don't do that here. But I feel like because they grew up on the internet, basically, that I feel like a lot of younger kids are too concerned about being too cringe or something, and I feel like they wouldn't be into like those game shows and stuff, even though those things were so fun.
I don't really think that I never even used the word cringe when I was younger.
I mean, I know that's like more of like a feeling though, and I don't know how to explain it, but I understand what cringy is, and I don't think that was something we thought about before. I mean, we always like try to be cool. I remember like trying to fit in with like cool kids or whatever. But I feel like this is a different feeling, you know? Because everything lives on the internet and basically nothing is erased, so... I feel like it is higher stakes at this point.
I wanted to like quickly talk about some girl groups from the 2000s, 90s, in no particular order.
Okay.
But when I think of the 90s and the early 2000s, I think of like TLC, 3LW. Do you remember when 3LW was like always on Disney Channel?
It was something like the original third girl, and maybe there was a different third girl eventually. I forgot what it was. There was some sort of drama along those lines. There was an original member that was there and then wasn't there later on. It was like a
Damn,
similar
that's
Destiny's Child
interesting.
story, but I don't remember if there was 4 of them and it turned into 3, or if it was like they had a third girl that was there that wasn't technically the original. I don't remember.
3LW, TLC. Do you remember that girl group Dream?
Yes. I remember that group. Yes. That one. I don't know how many people actually remember that band either. I feel like the 90s was full of girl groups, actually. That was like the time. Well, I felt like early 2000s too, you know, like when they did like Pussycat Dolls, and they did like when P. Diddy did the whole group thing.
Making the band thing? Yeah.
Wait, what was their group called?
Yeah, because Danity Kane.
Danity Kane. That's what it was.
Danity Kane.
They had a couple bangers.
Danity Kane had a moment.
They had a moment.
Danity
They had a
Kane
couple of good songs.
Because I think they came up with either 2 or 3 albums, but Danity Kane was one of my favorites. Because when their first album dropped, I was obsessed with them. Like I was in choir in high school, and we sang one of their songs. What was it? I think it was "Ride for You" or some. I think it was "Ride for You." And we all had little parts too. We were all like a little girl group.
Girl groups, man. This was the heyday of girl groups, man. And Vogue. They did a lot of 90s music, though,
yeah,
right?
that's. I feel like, yeah.
I feel like they formed like late 80s.
Older in the 90s.
Yeah.
They were older in the 90s, but I think.
But I feel like they didn't come in until the late 80s, anyways. Like I don't think they were until the late 80s, so it went into the 90s. So In Vogue, that you know.
In Vogue, yeah.
What about girl band, or like maybe not just girl band? I was just thinking about bands that had songs in like Disney original movies. And do you remember Bewitched?
You remember S Club 7?
Yeah, but they had guys in S Club 7.
Yeah, you're right. Bewitched, yes.
Club. That one. Yeah, I used to watch their show.
I was never had a dream come true.
You watched the show, right? Their S Club. They had a whole show called S Club 7.
I know they had a show, but I didn't really watch it.
I watched it. And then Bewitched was in Smart House. Yeah. You remember that? Like that's the like Irish band. Were they Irish? Scottish? Irish? Let me look. But
oh my god, yeah.
I had their they are Irish. Oh. I had their CD, and I used to listen to that shit all the time.
Wait a second, because now we're on a roll. You remember Aqua? I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Oh yeah, of course. Whenever I do that song with my friend Marissa, she'll make a fake deep voice for the "Come on, Barbie, let's go party." And her voice doesn't go very deep either, so it's just funny. It's funny for either one of us to do it because we can't really do a deep voice. Well, Aqua had, but technically Aqua, just the singer was female though. That's not technically a girl group, right?
You're right.
But if we're just talking 90s bands, there's too many.
I think I said all of them though.
Yeah, I think full just girl groups. I think that's all I could think of.
What the hell? Oh my god, do you remember M to M?
I don't know if I did.
They had that song called Mirror, 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 lie to me. Tell me what I want to see.
I feel like it sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Oh my god. That's actually one of my favorite songs of all time, actually.
Actually.
Tattoo?
Yes. T-A-T.
Gay.
Gay. Yeah. Remember they did an MTV when they did that whole MTV Awards thing, and like it was like a controversial thing because the gays.
We've been here.
The queers.
We've been here, baby. Oh my god, this list has play. This has play that group. Do you remember? Okay, it's a song that goes "Us Against the World." I don't know why I keep going at this.
This is your microphone. But why is your microphone so close to your face? The microphone should be
I'm singing my heart out. Clearly. I didn't know this, but apparently the group Play is a Swedish group.
Oh. Dixie Chicks, you ever listen to them? I used to love them.
Absolutely.
When they did their cover of Landslide?
Do you know? I think they were
Spice Girls. Why haven't we seen?
Oh yes, Spice Girls,
obviously.
Of course. I think that just went without saying, you know, because they're Spice.
Wait, what were you saying?
The most famous girl group of all time. Do you know that Dixie Chicks I think they were blackballed from Hollywood because they mentioned something about like racism and Trump. I saw a TikTok about it recently, but that's why you don't really hear from them anymore.
No, I heard there was drama because they're like allies.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
So
that means I like them even more.
Yeah. No, but Disney Chicks were amazing. They had a couple songs that I really fucked with a lot.
But tell me why Spice Girls, though, their song, one of their songs that they, I forgot which song it was. They were on, it was a TikTok thing and it was all of them now. Oh, it's Stop Right Now, Dancing on that song. Do you remember that song? I forgot the words. It's 25 years old.
I did too.
That's why the TikTok was there. They all got together and they were dancing, and it's like, happy 25th anniversary. I told that to Keala, and he just went, why would you tell me that?
No. Eden's Crush.
Oh my God,
Eden's
yes.
Crush?
I forgot about that.
Get over yourself, goodbye. Nicole, because that was Nicole's first group.
Yes.
Nicole Scherzinger. I love Eden's Crush way.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is just...
Do you remember Atomic Kitten? I don't remember Atomic Kitten.
Do you remember Garbage? They were great. They were like quintessential 90s. You know the song. Just sing it. Just fucking sing it.
Supergirl. I think I'm gonna have to listen to them because I don't remember them reading them. But you remember 702? Where my girls at from the front to back and it's running it. Don't hand up. Can you repeat that? Get over yourself, goodbye.
Is the Cranberries a girls band? No, I think there's dudes in that band, right? The Cranberries? There's dudes in that band.
The Cranberries, I think there are dudes in that band, yeah. But good band. Good band. Remember Savage Garden? I don't think
that's definitely not a girl
group, but
Savage Garden is all men.
Savage Garden was good. It's all men? I thought it was at least one girl in there.
No.
Oh my God, yeah, it is all guys.
I was like, Savage Garden? That is a... I mean, they're not counted as a boy band, but I mean... I think it's just because their genre.
They were more like rock, you know? They were more like...
Yeah, but just because you're rock doesn't mean anything.
Alternative rock.
It depends on your... I know people... Certain genres people wouldn't count, but honestly, the definition of a boy band is probably just a group of men that do as a singing group. So they're technically a boy band. Sorry.
No, they did. Oh my God. I knew I loved you before I met you.
Yeah. I used to listen to Savage Garden all the time. They're like the... them and Boyz II Men were like my sad time music.
Oh, yeah.
Savage Garden and Boyz II Men.
It was also Backstreet Boys for me. I feel like NSYNC I heard when I wanted to get hype, and I heard Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, but Backstreet Boys did have like their Millennium album was pretty poppin', you know.
Thick. I had the bootleg version and the original version.
Why?
I did.
Okay.
Because I couldn't not have like the actual like lyrics and stuff. But I was such a fiend that I was like, give me the $5 one from the street.
Oh, I do want to talk about that. But I'm going to force us to have a break first.
Yeah.
And then...
That's smart.
And then we'll come back, so...
And you know what's crazy too? As I'm eating them, I felt like my tongue was getting a little itchy. And like around my mouth was getting a little itchy too. And I remember back in the day, my doctor told me that I was allergic to shrimp. So my pediatrician told my mom, hey, she can't eat shrimp. Because clearly she's allergic. But, I didn't listen.
Dude, trust me. My friend Marissa, I need to have Marissa come on here at some point and talk about her fucking food habits. Because that girl, she will refuse to be allergic to things. When we're in college, she's allergic to avocado, but that bitch will always eat avocado even if it makes her mouth a little itchy. She's grown an immunity to it now because she ate it so fucking much. Shrimp, also allergic. She used to if you ate too, she had the type of allergy. If she ate too much shrimp, her mouth will swell up. But then she just over the years slowly kept eating shrimp a little more every time. She's from fine now.
You see, honestly,
but the girl would risk it all if it tasted delicious. She's like, no, I want the fucking shrimp. You know?
Exactly. I like her style, honestly, because if I'm not, like, I would take it seriously if I can't breathe.
No, she would take it to that level. I'm like, Marissa, you need to stop eating this shit. She's like, I'm just a little itchy. It's fine. Bruh.
Nah, I don't think I could do that. That's a little much. Because when I found out that I was allergic to cherries and to peaches, I was like, okay, I can't.
No peaches and cream.
I just really can't.
It's even better when it's with ice cream. Know what I mean? Peaches and cream.
And strawberries and cream doesn't have the same.
It doesn't. No.
The same je ne sais quoi, because that's what I would eat. That's what I could eat.
No, do you remember that commercial? It was like a weird, like, he's like, berries and cream, berries and cream.
Berries and cream. The berries and cream.
Oh.
Was that
it was a commercial.
A Lifesaver commercial?
Was it a Lifesaver commercial? I forgot what it was.
Wasn't it when like the Lifesavers, they were coming out with like the creamy flavors? Yeah, other people have.
Oh no, it's Starburst.
Oh, Starburst.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad that likes berries and cream.
Little lad that likes berries and cream.
Yeah, it was Starburst. Because they had like the berries and cream stuff come out. All right. Well, touching on what you were saying about like your CD and you wanted to get the lyric book, I don't know if younger kids understand that we bought the CDs to make sure we had the lyric book so that we could.
They don't get it. They don't get it. Y'all don't get it.
Did you know?
Y'all will never get it.
When I was in middle school, I would print out lyrics too to songs, and I had a binder of lyrics, and I even like organized them alphabetically to like my favorite, like popular and my favorite songs.
Of course you did.
A fucking binder. You know,
I didn't have that, but so you remember when like dial-up was on the come up? You know what I mean? Like dial-up was the thing, and dial-up was slow, right? So you really couldn't do that much stuff on it. But what I did do was every time something came out and I would get it on bootleg and I couldn't get the lyric book because the album was always just a little bit more. It was like between like $17.99 to $20 depending on the artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom would be like, nah, you're getting like the $5 one from the street at Hunts Point. Like it was just like the printout of the album cover, and that was all you got. So what I would do is I would get on AZ Lyrics, which is still alive to this day.
Yeah, I would get on
to AZ Lyrics. And I would look up the lyrics like that because it was just like a regular, and then I figured out the URL at a certain point, and that's how I would look up all the lyrics.
And then all the songs later on, Genius lyrics like started coming out, and that's what I started using, like Rap Genius and like Pop Genius, like all those.
I after that I started using letsingit.com.
Mm.
And I didn't find out about Genius lyrics until way later, until like MySpace.
Yeah, I hopped on that in like middle school and just started printing lyrics. I would print lyrics to like share with my friends and stuff so that we could like sing along to songs. Or if anyone wanted to see the lyrics who didn't have the lyric books, bro. I used to use up a lot of paper in middle school because, also before the world of Tumblr and blog, I would print out memes, bro. Before they were even called memes, just like funny shit, like really old shit. And I would print those out. And me and my friends would just like, laugh at new ones that I had or like straight up printed out memes.
It's so funny.
Right?
You were on another level. I was not doing all that. I was playing a lot of pinball.
Pinball Wizard on the computer?
Yeah.
The space pinball?
I was playing a lot of... Yeah.
I used to play that all the time.
That's what I was doing on my free time.
I used to love that game.
I would come back home from school and either play pinball, Spider Solitaire, because it was.
I didn't learn how to do
regular solitaire.
Well, I didn't know how to do Spider Solitaire till like later on because I didn't know what it meant. So for a while, I would just do regular solitaire until I finally figured out what spider solitaire was. I was one of few people that actually enjoyed Minesweeper.
I never knew how to play Minesweeper, but I was playing. Like, I knew what I was doing. But I didn't know how you actually played until way later on in my life.
Oh, yeah, the
I don't even want to say at what age. I don't want to say at what age I knew. But when I was younger, I had no idea what I was. It was a game of chance to me. Oh, you know what else was fun? Mahjong? Mahjong.
I never played Mahjong. I don't know how to play it. Mahjong?
Yeah, Mahjong. It's a pairs game. It's like a memory game.
Is that what it is? I never knew what Mahjong was.
Yeah, it's a memory game. You click on one tile and then it flips over, and then you click on the other one to find its pair until it all
I like watching little ladies play it with the actual tiles because I like the clickety clackety of the tiles when they do it.
Oh yes, that's a nice
I like
sound.
the noise.
That's a nice sound.
I like the little when they clack it together and they put it down.
Yeah. That sound reminds me of dominoes a lot.
Sounds a little like dominoes.
Yeah, it's very dominoes. Yeah.
I kind of played dominoes a little bit too, like with my siblings.
My dad, I think I mentioned this, my dad tried to teach me.
Oh, but he had no patience.
He was not trying to have it. Like, it was more, domino was like a strategy game. So I didn't really understand it when I was younger. I was like, let me in on this bingo game. Fuck this domino shit.
We used to play like card games, like Speed and stuff, like the kids when we're together and we'll play Speed.
What was Speed to you? What's Speed?
When you had the 2 stacks of cards and the... I'm trying to remember the rules because I haven't played it in a really long time.
I used to play this game Spit a lot.
Spit?
So I wonder if it's the same game, but you guys called it Speed and we called it Spit. Oh, yes. Also known as Speed or Slam.
Oh, then game. Okay. Let me see the rules of this other game that I remember.
Yeah. It was the only one that I would play, really.
Yeah.
I don't remember any other ones. I remember having these really small Hello Kitty playing cards. They were like these mini deck. They were like they were red and black.
So cute.
And they were making like the cutest deck ever. So just imagine like just like slapping Hello Kitty looking cards on the table.
Cute. And of course,
it was so cute.
The card game of all card games that ruins all relationships and friendships, Uno.
Ooh, let's not start.
We used to play that in the family too, and we had like hella cards. We bought like a bunch, and we just had like huge stack. Also, apparently, Uno came out with like some of the rules. Like, you guys aren't supposed to play it that like when you can't do like back to back like draw cards or something, but. Look, it's been going this way for decades. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Uno. We're gonna keep playing it the way we play it.
I don't care, Uno. That's how I'm gonna play. If I'm gonna draw.
Why'd you come out now and say that?
Someone else gonna draw for.
You should have said that decades ago. But you're too late. It's too little, too late.
I don't know. I'm feeling real nostalgic.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm in this like really lost place in my life. I kind of want to go back. So you're
revisiting shit and just like...
like just thinking of all these memories. And, you know, as we get older, and the fact that, like, now we're in our 30s. And
I'm turning 32 this year.
That we watch...
32.
Yeah, everyone, oh, God. 32 this year. But everyone that we used to watch on TV is getting older. Remember the other day where I was like, yo, Morgan Freeman is so old now. Like, Morgan Freeman was old when we were
Which is so crazy because I feel like he was the same old for a long time.
Yes. He didn't change for such a long time. Like, who else was like that too? I think Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, yeah.
I think for me, he always looked the same, but now, like, he's also old. And, like, Tom Hanks, for me, was always just a middle-aged man. But now he's just old now. Gray hairs everywhere.
I know.
So, I don't know.
I mean, we're also in the place of our life.
Nostalgic.
I'm not necessarily like feeling lost or anything, but I am feeling like weird sometimes. Like I don't mind my 30s. I'm fine in that, so but I'm also at the age where it's like all my friends are getting married. I have like 2 weddings to go to this year. And then my friend was just telling me she's looking for like a house to buy in the Bay Area, which she's like, I'm making the very difficult task of finding a house to buy in the Bay Area, which is expensive out there, you know.
Oh, wow.
But just like that kind of stuff, and me rethinking just some stuff and like where I'm at right now. I'm not necessarily disappointed in anything that I've done, but I'm also in a place where I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to trudge along and not think of it too negatively, but trying to also make changes that are a little more positive towards, I don't know, like my future goals, I guess. Just as I know everyone has like a different timeline and things can happen for you later, but I would like to enjoy my 30s, you know, and not just see when something hits that like I want to enjoy stuff more and not wait till like something comes to me. And I'm in a decent place now, but I would like to have some stuff before my 40s just so I can enjoy later on, you know.
Yeah, I feel the same. I like my 30s, and I like that I'm this person that I am right now rather than the person that I was like a decade ago or 5 years ago even. But I still feel like the next few years are going to be, I don't know why I feel this way, but I think they're going to be really transformative for me, even more so than the last few years have been. Because I think for me personally, the last 5 or 4 years have been super pivotal in my life. In many ways, because it's changed how I view a lot of stuff. It's changed how I view like family, friends, a whole bunch of stuff. So I know that sounds like super vague, but
I know I was being kind of vague too, but I didn't really want to divulge like exactly what I'm talking about. You know,
like,
that's still my own stuff.
Because I don't want to go into too many details either. But I think that I still have like a lot of changing and growing to do. Like we all do, I think, at any point in our lives, no matter how old we are. But the next few years are going to be super critical.
Yeah.
And like where my life is heading. I feel like I have a lot of decisions to make. And a lot of that is making me, you know, look back on where I have been and how I have changed. And looking back makes me feel a little bit more grateful to the person I am now.
Yeah. We got a little too deep there.
Oh, not deep. We gave some shits over here.
We gave a few too many shits for a second.
Cut this out.
God damn it. God damn it.
God damn it. No.
Fuck, man. So, you know, I'm going to be sitting here at 31 eating my Dunkaroos.
Okay, because next up is a honey bun, all right?
Honey bun. Because you said that you used to go to the store when you were a kid to get honey buns, so I got them especially for you because I don't really like honey buns.
2 for $1, baby, 50 cents each.
God, I wish that was still the case.
I know, right?
Snacks be too expensive.
And that's another thing.
Have you seen that report that was like last like legit dollar slice sold a pizza like recently? Because everything's a little more than $1 now. Even the ones that say that they're dollar slice, you know, taxes and all that shit happen.
And it's always tax, always like $1.08, $1.10, depending on how the tax is.
I mean, I feel like that hits the New Yorkers real hard, guys. Like I feel for you guys.
It's the end of an era. Like I remember I had just came out of rehearsal. And me and my crew went to Two Bros Pizza to have our dollar slice because that's what we would do after a rehearsal. Champion Studios on like 39th Street, I think it was. We would just go right up the block, go to Two Bros and get our dollar slice because we were broke ass dancers. So I found out that Michael Jackson passed away in that Two Bros while eating my dollar slice.
When I moved to New York, and I figured out that like legit old school like New York places, there's no like small, medium, large pizza. It's just one big pizza. That's the only size. And I was like, this is so funny. When I learned that, I was like, this is hilarious. Only like chains really did like small, medium, and like large. But so when I get a New York pizza, I knew it was like a pizza. And so you just get this big thing. And it was like $14 because there was like a lot of slices in it. And it would be a pepperoni pizza too. You know, it had one topping. It wasn't just cheese. 14, and I would always tip a few bucks, you know. You know when like coconut water had its moment and it was such a popular fucking thing for a while, and people would be paying $3-4 for some like Vita Coco, and I'm gonna go to the Filipino store and get an Arizona sized can of coconut water for like $1. Those aren't $1 anymore, unfortunately. Neither is Arizona iced tea. Those aren't $1 anymore.
No, that was another thing that was $1. Oh my god. When I went to the grocery store, when I was going on a school trip,
yeah,
I used to get so much shit for like under $5.
That's
and like not even. I would get like so many chips, right? So my regular school trip snack package was at least 2 bags of chips. You know, bags of chips back in the day were like 25 cents a piece, right? A bag. And then I would get a sandwich, like a hero. That was like $3, you know.
Oh my god, I wish I could get a sandwich for $3. Fuck.
It was like $3.50. It was like $3.50 for a nice big hero sandwich with the works. Ham, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo, all that stuff. And then those little 50-cent juices that tasted like the color they were.
Yes.
So it was either like blue or red, food coloring, and then sugar. It was like, that was 50 cents. And then I would either get a thing of Starburst or some sunflower seeds. Nacho cheese, please.
I used to also get sunflower seeds a lot. I used to eat those all the time. But yeah, Jesus.
I was obsessed.
I mean, if I get a sandwich now, I'll get it on a hero. That's just at least $9.
At least.
At least $9. Do you even remember chains and stuff when they were cheaper? I mean, Chipotle, when I was in college, Chipotle was like $6 for a bowl or a burrito. But we liked Chipotle because they usually gave us like a good amount of food. And, you know, we're in college. Aside from dollar menu at fast food places, like they would pack those burritos. I feel like they don't pack them like they did before, man. Because they used to like barely be able to roll those burritos. and I was that kid who, I was small. I was always pretty small. I would eat like 2 burritos in one sitting. Like, I ate so much food.
2?
Yeah, 2. I would eat 2 burritos. I used to go to this place. There's a place over back near my hometown. And I always get burritos there. I used to, in high school, again, I would buy 2 burritos every time I went there because I would eat 2.
Dude, what the hell, man?
I can't do that now.
I was never a burrito girl.
I eat a lot of food, but like, imagine that amount of food. The burritos were large burritos.
No,
dude.
I do. I imagine them. I imagine it.
And
it's
I can eat a lot of food now, and you've seen me eat, but that's nothing compared to high school, college Lorrie. She ate a lot of food.
Yeah, I was never a burrito girl. I
love burritos.
There's something about eating a fat ass burrito that made me fear the mess more than get excited about the food. So I was always a bowl girl every time.
Nah, it's because I got I ate them all the time that I got talented at never making a mess eating a burrito. I used to eat a burrito while driving my car, but I would drive with my left hand. I would eat a whole fucking burrito. And if my friend Jason was with me, would do teamwork. He would put like the hot sauce on, and then I'd eat it.
Teamwork.
I feel like most California people or people that grow up in places where you have to drive, you basically become that person that eats while they drive. I would eat whole fucking meals just driving.
Damn, that's like
whole fucking. I'll even like put my blinker on with my left hand, turn, still eating the burrito.
Wow, so talented, so talented. Wouldn't be me.
Wouldn't be me.
I've driven. First time though, my first accident was when I was driving, so
Oh no.
I've got trauma. It was on the news too and everything. Yeah, the local news.
Oh no.
So it was like just I had just got my permit the first time,
Okay.
and I was driving. I was taking classes. I had like a package going, so I felt somewhat confident. So I was at work, right? And so my boss had this really old Toyota Corolla. He didn't really care about it too much. He had another car. So one time I was at the office with my other two coworkers, and he wasn't there, my boss. I just got my permit, mind you. So we're there in the office and we're like, okay, we should get lunch. What should we get? Oh, okay, let's order. So we ordered food and we ordered for pickup. So and we were kind of like debating on who was gonna drive to go get the food. And I was like, why don't I drive and one of you guys come with me? And they were like, "You sure?" "Yeah, I've been driving. It'd be cool. It'd be fun." So my coworker comes with me, sits in the passenger seat. Now this is key. My old boss used to live on a hill, and he was at the end of a cul-de-sac. So it was his house right here, and then like the hill was here, and then at the bottom of the hill there was a house directly at the bottom of the hill.
Okay.
And the house had like a little like patio where it kind of like dipped down. So they had the patio and it would kind of like dip down, and then the house was like on the bottom of that. So I'm here, whatever, and I freak out. I confuse the brake. I confuse the brake with the gas,
Oh no.
and instead of hitting the brake after I hit drive, the car just kind of rolled down and just kept rolling. And my coworker is next to me, like, hit the brake, hit the brake. And I'm like, I don't hit the brake. And so I go down and it keeps going. The car keeps going. And I nearly crash into the house. Until in that the last very second, I hit the brake. As the car kind of goes, boom, I'm freaking out. I'm crying. It's not even a big deal because the airbags don't open, like I just kind of like didn't hit the brake. And there was someone in the house too. Because then they come out. I think it's a husband and wife who live there. And so the husband comes out and he's like, "Did you hit the brake? Are you okay?" But it doesn't matter because I'm already sobbing at this point. It's coming down. It's coming down. Like, I don't know. So I'm screaming almost.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Are you okay?" And my coworker's next to me, like, also freaking out. He's a Gemini, by the way. He's also freaking out. And he's like, "It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll call 911, okay? Stay in there." Blah, blah, blah. And so I don't know what happens. It's all a blur. They call 911. I think the husband comes over to my side and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, because I'm also like, I just crashed my boss's car. That my boss came afterwards and I was kind of like in the office, kind of like still shaking. And so my boss was just like, go home and talk about this tomorrow, basically. So I kind of like rested for the rest of the day at home, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna be in such big trouble tomorrow. It was insane because then when I spoke to my boss, he was like, "You're going to have to pay for the damages."
No.
And while I was working there, I had to get a diner job to help pay for the car.
That sucks.
So I worked at a diner, like in my neighborhood. I worked nights at the diner. But what happened was that after a few weeks working at the diner, a group of friends that I had at the time came together and like pulled some money in and like basically helped me pay for the rest of it.
Oh, that's nice.
And they gave it to me on my birthday, and I was like, it was a moment. But yeah, that's what happened when I first crashed car.
it's crazy to like when I had to meet a lot of people who didn't know how to drive. Like my friend got her license a few years ago, and she's around our age. But she grew up in New York. She grew up in Brooklyn. She also recently learned how to swim a few years ago. So I just realized that's like a whole thing.
Swim so bad.
I was like, wow.
I learned how to swim so badly, Lorrie. For me, I would like to learn how to do that. And honestly, like, I really want to learn how to swim just so that I could be free in the water and like just have another way to work out. I like
being in water. It's
active,
kind of nice.
And I just like dive back and like wet my hair. You know what I mean?
You just dip it in and you pull it back up just for the photo.
Be like this.
No, you gotta just do it for the photo op where you swing your hair around.
Yeah, definitely just for that. I never even like did the plunge thing. I don't really do that. No, but that freaks me out as well.
All right, guys. If there's activities you guys haven't learned that you didn't really learn when you were younger, why not? Just go out and fucking do it. Why not?
Also, please share so I don't feel so alone.
Oh yeah, anyone else? Any things that you guys didn't really do that you think is common for other people but not common for you growing up? I'm sure there's a lot of that, to be honest.
Yeah. Please share. Comments, all that stuff.
Please share at our email, 30dirty Thoughtin. 30dirty Thoughtin because we forgot the S. But everything else, everything else, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube is 30s Dirty Thoughtin. Hit us up with any, I don't know, comments, questions, funny shit, memes, I don't know, anything.
Please share memes.
I'll take whatever. But, yeah. This was a nostalgia
thanks
episode.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
It definitely was. I hope that you guys shared in the nostalgia with us. See you again.
Bye. Thanks.